Okay, let's go.
Hi, friends of the Coachella Valley. Jose here for the New Mindset. Well, let me tell you, I'm sitting in a beautiful office with the most amazing person. She and I have been now working together for a month, 2 months, something like that. I'm not too sure. The first time I met her, she was all like ready to go and so inspiring. But please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Selene Trujillo.
And what do you do?
I am the general manager for La Grande 100.9 FM here in the Coachella Valley.
Ooh, you know, I said it once before. I wanted to do an interview with you to see, like, to get to know you better. And it's a good time because I caught you right before your crazy day happens. If not, you're in the middle of it probably. On top of it. So, Sele, tell me, let's start with your past a little bit. So, what are you're obviously Latina, right?
Yes.
So, first off, are you from the Coachella Valley?
I am not from the Coachella
Where are you
Valley.
from?
Surprising enough. I actually live in Beaumont.
Okay.
But what's funny is I could have probably grown up here. My family and I immigrated from Mexico, from Chihuahua. They brought me
Oh,
over
no
here when
way.
I
I
was,
didn't know that. You're
Yes,
Chihuahuense.
soy Chihuahuense.
There you go.
Arriba Chihuahua.
They brought you from, what year did they brought you? Do you remember?
What year was it? In 89?
Okay.
89, 90?
Yeah, they used to have those permits. The Reagan used to put just to give out to people that to cross border and be able to be here and work and get papers legally. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we actually settled in Desert Hot Springs. My first
No
home
way.
was in DHS.
No way.
Yes.
Wait, so you went from DHS to Beaumont?
So I went to DHS from
Did
DHS
you-
to Beaumont.
Did you grow up in DHS at all?
I did kindergarten in
Oh,
DHS.
okay.
I was
So not like your
estaba
forming
bebecita.
years. Okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
Pero sí me acuerdo, like when we lived here.
What was it like? What do you remember?
It was nice. I remember my teacher very well because I learned English very, very quickly.
I was gonna say well, obviously you were here as a kid, so you're really a sponge, right? You kind of get it all. So how did you do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have one brother, one
Older or younger?
baby brother. I'm the oldest. He's 8.
Hey, older kids,
Yeah.
we rule.
We really do. It's that first child.
It's that first child,
Those
so I hear.
responsibilities.
So I hear.
Yeah, it's just me and my brother.
How many years apart are you guys?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not like you went
parents
through
took their time.
school together or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
We did our
How was
phases
like
differently.
so you were here when you were a child. You have fond memories of your teacher. When does your family move from the valley to Riverside areas?
We moved we were here for about a year and a half or so, and then we moved, I want to say in 91, and that's where we settled. We just stayed in good old little Beaumont.
So is it that Beaumont? Why Beaumont? Do you know? Is it like at the time it was good prizes or something? Or what was
I
it?
think at the time my dad got a job that gave him a better salary, and it's also because usually when you come from an immigrant family, we tend to settle where the rest of our relatives are, right? So one of our tias had a house there, and that's it was like the home base for everybody, so we all gravitated that way.
So then you have a strong family core.
Yes.
And your mom and dad have always made sure you guys are like that.
Yes, absolutely.
What was your and I'm asking because I love Mexican food.
Mm-hmm.
And people from Chihuahua have a very specific dish I love. So I'm going to ask you, what was your favorite dish that your mom and your family would cook?
My absolute favorite dish to this day is my mom's enchiladas.
Okay, yeah.
With that
Which
queso,
one though? Which
with the
one?
menonita cheese.
Well, which enchiladas? The red
rojas. Son
ones?
rojas. And in Chihuahua, we don't roll them up. We stack them like pancakes, and then we put the cheese. Oh yeah.
That sounds thick.
Fire.
So hold on. So now you're in Beaumont. So were there? Did you grow up there? Were you going to like your high school year?
Mm-hmm.
To me, the high school years are the formative years, right?
Oh yeah.
That's where
absolutely.
you kind of start figuring things out or not figuring things out. Experiences happen, life experiences that stay with you for some time. So you went to what high school?
I went to Beaumont High School.
Beaumont High. Okay. And what?
High.
Did you ever do any sports or anything?
Oh yes, I certainly did.
What did you do?
I ran cross country. Surprisingly
I see that. I get that.
I did soccer. I did stats for baseball because I have always loved baseball.
Stats for baseball.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was the stats girl.
Oh,
You know,
okay. No, I don't. No. Explain
You don't
it.
know?
Well, me or there's people I'm sure that don't know. Tell me about it.
Basically, you're watching the games and you're keeping track of like the runs, the hits, like everything. Like you're doing all the statistics. The Dodgers.
Okay, that was easy.
Yes.
It better be the right answer. So you're passionate for sports, it sounds like.
I am.
But you really went from one to the other. Some of those are back to back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like after one season ends, you can start the next one right away.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't know that about you.
I had a very busy high school career, but I did that on purpose because I wanted to get out of Beaumont. Right. I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be here because at the time it wasn't really. I don't know. It might be because I was young, but it wasn't really a place that I saw myself building my future and really pursuing what I really wanted to do. And at the time, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't want to be there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get involved in sports. I'm going to be an ASB. I'm going to be not your typical little Mexican girl that attends Beaumont High School. You know, I was...
You wanted to be more.
Yeah.
What type of other activities did you ever get into, like theater and stuff? Because that leads into radio.
No.
Really?
You know what? One thing that I did do that was kind of a foreshadow to what I do now is when I was in ASB in school, my first position was like the secretary of IOC, right? And that one was the position that was in charge of all the clubs at the school. Like you were kind of like the liaison between student government and the organizations on campus.
Yeah. It was a lot more hands-on back then.
Yes.
Because now it's not as...
Yeah, it's not as... it doesn't get as deep.
Right,
I would say.
Right.
Yeah. It's really different. So I was doing the announcements. Every morning,
I was going to say morning announcements.
I would do the Pledge of Allegiance and the announcements. That was me.
Have you gone back to your 10-year reunion?
No.
You never did that?
I never did that because we did one, but it wasn't like an actual reunion.
Right.
And then our 20-year just passed. I'm aging myself right now. But we were supposed to organize it, and I guess we all have our adult lives and our adult careers to where it's difficult to do. But I do keep in touch with a lot of my classmates that, because social media has done wonders.
Oh, for sure.
So I still keep in touch with a lot of people.
So it sounds like you still have some connections to the past. Do you ever revisit moments to kind of propel what you have in front of you?
Oh, absolutely. All the time. I think in order to advance, you always have to look back at how far you've come. Sometimes we forget like some of the things that we've accomplished and why we're even where we are. Yeah. And it helps to do that. One thing that I do that is probably really cheesy, but I thought it was cheesy, but now I realize that it's a really excellent tool. I've been journaling since I was 12 years old.
Oh, that's right. You just talked about that yesterday.
So
you're able to go back and visit?
I'm able to go back and visit and see certain patterns and learn things about myself that don't serve me and adjust.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna take all of that knowledge that you have and I'm gonna ask you this one question. What was your first job?
My very first job? Yeah. Oh my goodness, Jose, you're gonna crack up.
Go for it.
Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I was a wench at the Renaissance Fair.
Stop. Oh, I love this. I love this episode.
Yeah, the Renaissance Fair that they do in Divorce, San Bernardino. Yes, that was my very first job. I was a wench serving blooming onions at one of the food booths.
For all of you people that don't know, here in California, around the world, I'm sure there's reenactments of certain time periods, but we in California love Renaissance Fair. We really do. And there's some big ones. The one in Whittier, the one in San Bernardino. There's one in, I think, Fresno that's really big. So you worked at one of the big ones, obviously.
I did.
Yeah. I loved it. Every time I'd go there, I'd have to park in a dirt road, walk my butt over to the entrance of the castle, and be greeted by all the fairies. It was great. So you did that?
Yeah.
No way. How was that like?
My first job. It was so much fun. I was really nervous at first because, of course, not only was it my first job, but it was one of those jobs that requires you to be really extroverted.
Oh yeah.
And
the outfits sometimes.
Yeah, and I was
revealing.
like, I was 17 years old, but yeah.
Well,
doing my thing, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I don't know.
The tips were good. The tips were good.
Oh my God. So before, when do you have your first taste of the radio world? What year was that?
Oh my gosh, I might cry. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's hear it. Go ahead, let loose.
So, when I graduated from high school, I got what I wanted. I was able to get out of Boma. I went to school at the University of the Pacific in Stockton.
Wow.
It's a private university that it's amazing. It has really great programs and it's a beautiful campus. If your audience ever gets an opportunity to visit, go. But I ended up going up north and I started, of course, because I really didn't know a lot of people. I had some family up there, but not a lot of family. And I started to get involved in different clubs. And some of the clubs that I got involved in were Mecha, of course. And then there was a LULAC chapter at the community college there. And the president of that organization happened to be working on the promotions team for La Tricolor in Stockton, which is a
radio station.
It's an Entrevision station. Okay. Some markets still have it, but some don't. We actually used to have it here in the Coachella Valley.
I didn't know that.
Fuego used to be La Tricolor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I went to one of his meetings and he was talking, for some reason he was talking about the radio, and I was like, oh, I want to learn more about that. So I piqued your interest. Yeah, so I went to talk to him about it, and he's like, let me introduce you to my manager. He's looking for people for his street team, and we'll take it from there. Wow. And let me tell you, that job revolutionized my life. Wow. Completely.
It changed everything.
I made some of my best friends. I learned what it's like to be in environments and feel safe around a group of men.
Wow.
Because of that job.
That's important.
Yes, it was phenomenal. And I learned so much. And I think that job is what really helped me hone in on what it is that I wanted to do. Because when I went to college, I went in undeclared.
I see.
I was like,
you never really know, right? You kind of,
just kind of like exploratory, they called it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And when I started that job, I was like, oh, comm major. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Communications. Wow. And it was awesome because I was in classes with all the athletes from the university, all the baseball players, the basketball players, people that were passionate about the same things that I was passionate about.
Wow. Well, that's. I don't mean to cut into the story because you got quite emotional. It sounds like we should, dive deep into it. But let's cut to a quick commercial.
Okay.
When we come back, let's talk about what you're doing today, and let's get people excited for today because there's so many things happening. Cut to commercial. At every episode, I make sure my guest has my favorite drink in hand, BuzzBox. My favorite is the perfect margarita, and today we invited somebody from headquarters, Alicia, to tell us what her favorite is and why.
Hi, I'm Alicia here at BuzzBox headquarters, and if you ask me what my favorite cocktail is, I'd have to say the Tequila Paloma. From the sweet grapefruit to the zing of the lime, all you have to do is shake the box, pour it over ice, and it's ready to drink. Like having your very own bartender, BuzzBox is ready to serve you.
So if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at The New Mindset OTCV. You'll find our link tree with the direct link to our code for a 20% off on your next purchase.
Wow.
Find your flavor today. Now let's get back to the show. And we're back. So let's talk about today. So obviously you had a great experience on your first job what was your day one like actually?
My day one,
your first job
on my very
in the radio
first job
station.
In the radio station, we had a remote. We did a radio remote, where we go and set up the canopies.
But what got messed up? Something went wrong. Something
always goes wrong.
Exactly.
I think the thing that probably went the most wrong for my very first one was because because of the dynamic of that radio station, we didn't have on-air personalities in the market. All the markets were transmitting from Los Angeles. So we, as street teamers, had to learn how to do the live call-ins. We were literally live on the air.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure my very first call on the air must have been like a bunch of like, estamos a blah, 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 you know? Like just getting tongue twisted and like all over the place, probably over the time limit, because we would like have to time ourselves to make sure that we cut like at 59 seconds because it was a 60-second call. Y ya, o pisabas la música, and God forbid in radio that you step on the music. Like, don't talk over the music.
Oh, dude, you know how, I don't know that radio and podcasting are the same, but it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So now that I love hearing about people's day one and all the fails, because now let's talk about today. Today, you're the general manager of 100.9 FM, La Grande. Now, that sounds like a radio station, but it's much bigger than that. This radio station is connected to a chain of radio stations all over the country. And so how does it, first off, how do you feel being the general manager? How does it feel like?
Wow.
I know it's a deep question.
You just got real deep on me, Jose. It feels, it's a little bit daunting for sure, but it's also very inspiring because, I mean, I always visualized myself being in a position to be able to teach people.
Right.
That's my ultimate goal, to be able to give back, because along the way in my career, I've always had people in my different positions that have taught me a lot of different things about...
Yeah, you've worked under quite a few interesting people.
Yes, about how to carry yourself, how to be meticulous about certain things, how to help other people, how to extend a helping hand, how to be of service, how to properly communicate. Yeah. Just so many things. And I was like, you know what? I want to be able to take all of the good and the bad things that I've learned and be able to pour that into the next generation of people, because radio is really interesting. It's the one medium that has not gone away since it started.
100%.
It's, you know.
Yeah, you can go back to, I mean, radio was out before TV was out, and we still have radio, but there's other things that have kind of come and gone and failed and not failed.
Yeah.
You know, but it's an industry that continues to reinvent itself every time and time again. Even this, I mean, we're doing a podcast, but it's still a form of radio.
Yes.
Think about it. How do you feel, not just in the capabilities and the things that you can do, but how do you feel like when you come into work, you come into your office and you have your team ready to go, and like you have all this stuff happening around you? I mean, you guys don't see it, I'm looking at it, but there's books, there's this, there's laptop, there's all this stuff. And how do you find that center? How do you focus it all in? What is it that you do, particularly to you, that you're like, do you take a deep breath? Do you have like coffee? Do you just sit and look at it? Like, what's your process?
I'm a very one step at a time person. I've learned that if you try to do too much too quickly, it usually doesn't go well. So, especially being in this position now, it's just thinking about, okay, what do I have to do in this next hour?
Right. So you break it down by like that.
Focusing on that, and then taking some time to reset, and then going into the next hour.
How does Selene Trujillo reset?
I will get up and walk next door. I'll check in on my kids. I'll scroll on social media.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
Okay, how old are they?
So my son is going to be 7. And my daughter is about to turn 3 in like a few days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to my baby girl.
Yeah, shout it out. You get a chance to do
Mi niña.
So, wow, I didn't know you had 2 kids.
Yeah.
I knew you had 1 kid, but 2.
I have 2.
So you're a full mom.
I'm a full mom.
Wow. You're a mom, so you're going to take charge over there. You're going to come here, you take charge over here.
Yes.
You probably take care of your baby brother too.
Not anymore. I'm like, you a grown ass man. Go ahead with yourself. Yeah, not anymore.
And so I'm assuming, well, you don't live in the valley, right?
Mhm.
So the kids are in summer vacay. So how do you manage? How do you do this?
in summer vacay or spring,
right? Aren't they spring break or something?
Yeah. Well, spring break starts next week.
Well, I guess my point is they have to be by themselves quite some time because you got to be out here in the valley.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're like 2-3 hours. How do you juggle and manage all that?
So family, the core, the village, my mom. God bless our moms. Let me tell you, like, honestly, like I would not be able to be where I am today or do the things that I'm able to do if it wasn't for my parents. They are the absolute core and foundation of who I am. If it wasn't for them, the setbacks that I've had in my life, I probably wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't be here at all on so many levels, not just career-wise, personally.
Yeah.
Like I owe my parents absolutely everything. And the most beautiful thing about them is that they don't expect everything. The only thing that they want, and I think it's true now that I'm a parent myself, I get it now.
Oh, you saw the full circle.
I saw the full circle. The only thing that my parents have always told my brother and I is that they want to see us do good, that they want to see us excel, that they want to see us healthy, happy, and setting up a foundation for our kids, you know?
So do you think your kids are inclined into the radio stuff? Have you ever talked to them about it?
Oh, yeah.
What do they tell you?
Absolutely. Like they love like any chance that they have to like come to work with me. They want to be like touching things and being on the microphone and like checking things out. And they're not shy. Like I was cracking up like because at my previous job, I took my son one time to the studios, right? To the TV studios. And I had him get behind the news desk. And I was like, all right, Lucas, go ahead and pretend like you're introducing yourself. And this is what you want to say. Did my kid not do like a solid introduction? Like with no qualms. He did his little intro and then he was like, and this is how you act like a dinosaur. And then he like switched into comedy. I was like, wow.
Why not? You know what?
Yes.
So there's a future in this for them.
Yes.
You really truly built a foundation they're going to be able to use later on in life.
I hope so.
What?
I really hope so. If not necessarily like a future in this, but just knowing that if you really put your mind to it and you really work hard and you connect to the right people, that is going to put you in the seats that you want to be in.
Yes, 100%. Agreed. Well, it sounds like we could get so much deeper, but let's cut the commercial now. Let's come back and talk about the future, some projects coming up. There's so much we can talk about, but we're going to focus on the things that we can talk about.
Yes.
And we'll be right back. This commercial spot could be yours. The New Mindset of the Coachella Valley is broadcast throughout Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, and all your favorite podcast stations. For more information, don't forget to reach us at The New Mindset OTCV on Instagram or The New Mindset OTCV at gmail.com. All right. And we're back here. Man, it's been quite the conversation. And there's so much depth to even the surface we're touching. I really love it. I hope we have a part 2, part 3 episode. You have a really great story. I haven't heard it all at all. Nobody's heard it. Man, that'd be fantastic. But let's talk about the future. So you're here now. How long have you been the general manager here?
I've been the general manager here for 2.5 months. I'm new here. I'm crawling.
Yeah, that's right. I came on board before you came on board.
Yeah.
Do you feel like what does this year look like to you? Just this year alone.
Just this year alone, it's going to be a lot of growth, a lot of like reevaluating and refocusing.
Right.
And there's just so much, and it's just, it's going to be a year of sticking with it.
Oof.
That's what it's going to be. Because it's very easy to make a decision that completely rocks your career and your life, right?
Yeah.
And when it gets hard, a lot of times people will quickly be like, that's a no for me, dog, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that in this particular season of this project and in this particular season of my life, it's just a matter of sticking with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know where it's going to go until I get there.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely going places.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not like it. Just recently, we got into the Food and Wine Festival through the radio station over in Palm and El Paseo. You should have been there.
Should have been there.
But so we have a really awesome project coming up on Cinco de Mayo. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I am so excited for this
Walk
event.
me through it. What's going on?
So we have our very first event. It is going to be our introduction to the market. This is La Grande, and we're here to stay. We're going to do a Cinco de Mayo festival, a family-focused event where we're going to have more than 7 artists performing live. We're going to have a little center for the kids. We're going to have food vendors, local businesses and organizations that are partnering with us to give out their information. And it's going to be just a fun, family-filled event so that people can see who we are and what we want to do with the station.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a Cinco de Mayo event to that level in the Valley in a long time. There's never been one since I've been here, and I've been working in this market for the past almost 7 years.
Right.
So
there's always been little pop-ups here and there.
Yes.
This is a big event.
This is going to be it's going to be a large event, and just very excited because the goal of the station is to provide access and experiences to the audience that they haven't been able to get before.
Experiences help me grow. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was a kid, the first time I went to Universal Studios, there was a show. It was a show for An American Tale. It's a movie back in the 90s. And that show, they would get the cats or the mouse and whatever, all these characters all dressed up. You know, it was the first time I actually really, really focused and noticed characters that could move and blink their eyes or whatever. And man, it was crazy cool because you could go, when you went outside, you could go outside through the slide, but the slide was part of the stage. And as a kid, that left an impression in me. You know, I didn't understand that it was all part of the marketing thing because the slide gave you straight into the, you know, you could buy the toys and whatever.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you don't think about, even as a kid, you don't think about what it's about. You just think about the experience you're going through. You walk in, you sit in a show, you enjoy it, then you can go write the slide that looks like the main character. And then when you're shopping for the popcorn bucket opens in a way that relieves the sound. Like you're really immersed. I've always thought that if every company could do a little bit of an immersed experience, you would succeed. Because it's not about giving people $1 million. It's more about giving them something they're going to remember the rest of their life.
Yes.
You never know who you're going to capture. And the fact that you have that in your head, an experience, is so important to me. That truly, truly, it sounds awesome coming from you. I had no idea you were going to say something like that. I'm shocked. Well, man, that's amazing. Do you think Cinco de Mayo is a big one, but what's after that? What do you think?
I mean, it's going to be a series of events. We're already slated to have an event in the fall. But that's the ultimate goal is that to be able to have these experiences, the access to things that normally wouldn't happen. You know, meet and greets with artists. You know, if we have an artist that's coming to an event, picking up some winners in a limo and taking them to the event, things of that nature. We really want to do things that not necessarily that are new. We're not going to reinvent the wheel.
Of course,
we're here to put rims on it. Like we're gonna make things lively and create those experiences and be able to give people that core memory, so that when they think of La Grande, they think about, oh wow, yeah, remember when we went to that festival?
Yes.
Oh yeah, remember when you know this artist came and we did this, or Or remember when, we went and we got our groceries.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
The simple.
And if you don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just in case. Because we're here talking like we know. Yeah, of course. That we, La Grande 100.9 partnered up with, what's the name of the company?
It's called The Journey of Love and Hope.
Journey of Love and Hope. They're based up in LA,
yes,
I believe. And she's amazing at what she does. I mean, I've met her twice. And man, every time she's so on it. She knows, she understands what she's doing. And basically, we're giving out groceries to families.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was there a charge for this?
No.
Was there a reason not to attend?
No.
The only thing you need to do is be there.
Yes.
And there was also the $1,000 giveaway. Did you need to be part of it? No. You just needed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's something La Grande is bringing. It's actually pretty awesome to know that all you really need to do is be there. If you just tune in, if you're listening and you pay attention to the right message, you're going to show up at the right place. And you never know what you're going to find.
Exactly.
If I remember, there's a guy that was there helping us, right? He's a listener.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? Do you know about that? He won tickets.
He won tickets, I think, through one. It was before I took on the position. He won tickets, and he just really likes what we're doing, mm-hmm. how we reach out to people, and right. He wanted to get behind it, and he wanted to come volunteer.
And he came and volunteered, spend time with us.
And we said, yeah, come spend time with us, get to know the team, and
As I understand, he got a great experience. And he can't wait to come back and volunteer. I mean, and mind you, that man owns his own business. He's like some type of pool business, I think, or something like that. Yeah. I overheard. And he's taking time of his staying to be there for what we do. That's amazing. And I think it all comes back to leadership. So you have been able to give us tools. I'm speaking for myself as a team. I really shouldn't, but you've been able to give this team the tools to succeed. And as you've said it many times before, think as much as you can, think outside the box, and let's see what fits and what doesn't fit, and we'll work on it. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. You have a great style of leadership that I truly, truly admire. And I know everybody else does too, so just so you know. Anyways, let's cut to the last commercial. And when we come back, let's talk about a few notes. We're going to just do a quick send-off and tell us, tips that you could give somebody that wants to get into this business maybe. All right, we'll be back. The new mindset of the Coachella Valley is bringing you even more giveaways this season. We're partnering up with 100.9 FM to bring you not only the new mindset experience, but a higher quality of entertainment. We're so excited for the future, and we're happy you're here with us. Don't forget to follow us on all social media, The New Mindset OTCV. That's the new mindset of the Coachella Valley. Find us on every medium possible. If you just Google us, you'll find our page. See you soon. Let's get back to it. And we're back. So thank you for your time. You're a busy individual. You truly, truly, truly gave me time of the day just to do this. I hope this was as entertaining to you as it was for me. But there are people out there listening, so that this podcast is worldwide. To all our friends, and I just found out, to all our friends in Singapore, I read the comments, I saw it. Thank you for all the love and support, and our friends in the Philippines also. I don't remember everybody's names, but thank you for all the support. And, I haven't translated all the ones from China, so as soon as I do, I'll say thank you so much, and I will send a message out there. And I'm very grateful that our listeners are actively commenting, and they love the stories, and they tell us about how you can move forward. So I'll ask you this: there's somebody listening out there in the world, I can say that now, that maybe wants to get into this, that they're listening and they're like, man, how can I do that? So what would you say are steps to get into this type of work?
I would say for radio and any type of work, be willing to get out of your comfort zone and just talk to people. I would not be here right now if I hadn't gone to that meeting back in college, at that club, that organization for Delta College in Stockton, and talked to Jose Torres. Shout out to Pepin.
Yeah, there you go.
And gotten that street team position at La Tricolor. Maybe my trajectory would have been different. I'm a woman of faith, and I believe that God specifically works through people because we are meant to be in community. 100% of the time, if you are willing to just take that stride and shake those hands, you're going to end up exactly where you want to be, especially in media. If you really want to be in media, talk to people, ask them about their story, get to know what it is that they're passionate about. And if you're a good enough listener and you're willing to learn, you will go places. You will.
Yes. It's key.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta listen in when people are talking.
Yes.
It's one thing to listen and another one to pay attention.
Absolutely.
You gotta find the good medium between the two. It's important. Well, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking this moment. And man, I don't even know what to say. I'm in the presence of greatness, and I'll be here for anything that you need, anytime. And I'm happy to be able to share the space with you and share our ideas together and work on projects and anything else. I mean, honestly, you truly, truly bring something incredible to the table, and I'm just happy to be here for this point in time in history. Very, very interesting. Where it goes is who's guess, but I'm here for it.
I love that you're here for it too, Jose. Like there's quite a few people that I have met since I've started in this position, and it's not a coincidence. You cross paths exactly with the people that you are meant to move forward with. So I am grateful that you were allowing me this platform to tell a little bit of my story. And
well, we're definitely going to need a part 2. And a part 5.
We're going to be like those TikTok stories. Part 1, part 2, part 3.
Dude, it literally
it could get deep, y'all.
We touched the surface. And it's funny because when I go into conversations, like when I do these podcasts, I never know where the conversation is going to go, right? We start off from one point and we can go in so many ways. But I felt every time we hit this point, I could have gone deeper, but I want to save it for another time. We're going to be a little bit like, I like to do part 2s of things. And season 2 was all about that. Season 3 is going to be more about growth. And as we move forward with the show and the episodes, I think we're just going to keep coming back to some people and seeing them success, like their success from the point we talked to today. It's not even been, just so you know, this podcast has been alive since September of last year. So from September last year to today, even we've grown so much. It's insane. And it's all thanks to people like yourself. And so again, I extend a gratitude to you and all my other past conversations we've had. I mean, definitely, let's move forward to the future. So guys, we're going to leave it at this for now. We're going to definitely reach out for a part 2, a part 3. We've been here sipping on our bus box. What do you think about it?
Delicious.
There you go. And which one are you drinking?
It's the Bloody Mary.
Ooh, you know what? It's thick.
It is.
The thing about it is, I've learned, this is me, you don't have to do it. Some people can just drink it. I like to put it like Corona and then put the Bloody Mary on top. And it literally tastes like a chavela. Like it literally...
I might have to.
I know, I'm telling you. But thank you to our sponsors, BuzzBox. We do appreciate you guys. And to everyone out there, if you would like some more information on being part of a team or learning more about the radio station, where can people reach you, or how would you like them to reach you?
Well, I would say the best way is social media, right?
What's the @
The @ is Selene. So it's AQUE. And then my name, SELENE, and just hit me up.
And that's where Instagram, TikTok.
That's for everything. I need to just make it public, yo.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys.
I might just do that. The launch of Selene's social media is now going to go public. After this new Mindset podcast. Agárrense.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. Make sure you reach out. You can also reach out at La Grande 100.9 FM. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to use the space, and we can't wait for Cinco de Mayo. Don't forget, we will be having ticket giveaways as well. Stay tuned for those. And once again, I know Daniel's not here. I'm going to briefly mention him. He is the owner of this particular station. He's been doing this for quite some time. I'm going to find some time to sit with the man and actually talk with him and have an episode because he's so busy. If we're busy, he's busier.
Yes.
And I know he's always having meetings everywhere. We're going to try and get you the full team, as a matter of fact, because this radio station is about to explode. It's here local to the Coachella Valley, and it's only going to get better. Only going to get better. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day and a great night.